Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. Today I'm going to recap last night's Stanley Cup playoff and NBA playoff games, look ahead to tonight's games, look back at yesterday's baseball games, look ahead to tonight's games, and go over my best bet of the day. We'll start with the Stanley Cup playoffs today because some of the series are over and others will have Game 7s. The Bruins defeat the Blue Jackets 3-0 in Game 6 to win in advance, and they'll take on the Carolina Hurricanes in the conference finals, which begins on Thursday night. The scoring in this game didn't get going until the second period, where Davey Krejci scored his fourth of the postseason to put the Bruins up 1-0. Third period, Marcus Johansson second of the postseason, 2-0 Bruins. David Backes' first of the postseason, 3-0 Bruins is your final. It would have been 4-0 had it not been for a goaltender interference, but they waved that off, and that was very early in the game, and it looked like Columbus would have momentum. But credit goes to the number one star of the game with 39 saves on 39 shots, Tuukka Rask. Number 2 star of the game with a goal and assist, David Krejci. Number 3 star of the game with a goal, Marcus Johansson. The Avalanche defeat the Sharks 4-3 in overtime to win that series. To force a Game 7. I'm speaking ahead of myself there. My bad. No goals in the first period. Second period, Tyson Jost's second of the postseason, 1-0 Avs. Sharks tied up at 1 apiece on Marc-Edouard Vlasic's second of the postseason at 1 apiece. JT Compher's third of the postseason gave the Avs a 2-1 lead. Brett Burns' fifth of the postseason, 2-2. Third period, JT Compher second of the game, fourth of the postseason, 3-2 Avs. Marc-Edouard Vlasic's third of the postseason, second of the game, 3-3. Overtime, 2 minutes and 32 seconds in, Gabriel Landeskog's third of the postseason, first of this series. 4-3 Avs is your final, and you're going to have a Game 7 tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on NBCSN. Speaking of Game 7s, we have one tonight in the Western Conference, 8 o'clock NBCSN, Stars at the Blues. Most likely Kenny Albert, AJ Malesko, Peter Maguire. Wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Olczyk's in there instead of AJ, but it's to be determined. This is going to be a good game. I think Ben Bishop will be good and ready to go. Jordan Binnington has been a little up and down in this series, but he stepped up in Game 6 when he needed to. Both of these teams have had Game 7 experiences before. Mats Zuccarello obviously had a ton of big Game 7s when he was with the Rangers. But I just think the Blues with home ice advantage, I just think that is going to lift them. I trust Jordan Binnington more than Ben Bishop because of Bishop's health at this point. And something's just not right with Bishop. I think he will play tonight, but I just don't think he's healthy enough, and I really think that it'll come back to bite the Dallas Stars. I think it'll be a great game. I'm going to say 4-3 Blues in overtime. Vladimir Tarasenko scores the game winner as the Blues take on whomever comes out of the Avalanche Sharks game tomorrow night in the Western Conference Finals. Now we'll go over to the NBA, where there are 2 humongous Game 4s, and tonight we have 2 humongous Game 5s. So we'll start with the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Bucks defeat the Celtics 113-101 to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. An impressive win for Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think, has taken over the title of the best player in the playoffs thus far. We have a lot of candidates for that. We have Giannis, we have Nikola Jokic, we obviously have Kevin Durant, you have Kawhi Leonard. Joel Embiid put up that one big game, but he really has been a no-show in this Sixers-Raptors series, which we'll get into. But I think right now, if you ask me who's been the best player in the postseason, it's been Giannis Antetokounmpo. Although that changes night by night, and obviously Damian Lillard had the big round 1. And Giannis, by the way, had 39 points in this game. The go at 16 boards and 4 assists. Chris Middleton had 13. Eric Bledsoe had 13. Off the bench, George Hill had 15. He's been big in the series. Meanwhile for Boston, Kyrie Irving, 23 points, 7 of 22 shooting, 1 of 7 from three-point land. He had 10 assists and 6 boards and 5 fouls. A lot of criticism of him today on social media and all the national media TV shows. Jaylen Brown had 16. Al Horford had 20 with 6 boards and 5 assists. Jason Tatum had 17 points and 10 boards. Marcus Morris had 18 with 14 boards. Bench didn't do anything. Gordon Hayward only had 2 points. That's abysmal for him. And now the Celtics are facing elimination on Wednesday night. Rockets over the Warriors, 112-108. They even up that series at 2 apiece. An outstanding performance by James Harden and the Rockets. Harden was the best player on the court. Last night he had 38 points and 10 boards. Eric Gordon had 20. Chris Paul had 13 with 8 boards and 5 assists. Clint Capella was a not-so-factor. He only had 6 points and 9 boards. PJ Tucker had 17 with 10 boards. Off the bench, Justin Rivers had 10 with 2 big three-pointers. Meanwhile, for Golden State, Kevin Durant was great. He had 34 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists. Steph Curry had 30 with 8 assists, but only shot 12 of 25 and 4 of 14 from 3. And he hit the big three-pointer to make it a 2-point game late, to make it somewhat interesting. Klay Thompson only had 11 points and 7 boards. He was a no-show. Draymond Green had 15 with 10 boards and 5 assists. Their bench, yet again, did nothing. And Andre Iguodala had 7 points, including a three-pointer at the buzzer to end the first half. So much pressure on the Warriors tomorrow night. We'll get to tomorrow night when we have tomorrow's podcast. Meanwhile, tonight in the NBA, the 76ers at the Raptors, 8 o'clock TNT, Ian Eagle and Greg Anthony on the call. This should be a fun game. Joel Embiid, to me, just isn't right. And that is a huge concern, especially away from Philadelphia, where, especially in Toronto, they've struggled. They've found a way to win Game 2, and that's credit to Jimmy Butler, who had a big Game 2. J.J. Redick hit big shots in that game. But the Raptors just didn't play that great in Game 2, which ultimately came back to bite him, in particular Kyle Lowry. But the Raptors are better at home. Kawhi Leonard's been the best player in the series. Pascal Siakam's playing, even though he's hurt. But he was a not factor in Game 4, and they still won. Marc Gasol's been on and off. Same with Serge Ibaka. Same with Lowry. But I just love how Kawhi's been playing. He's in the conversation right now for the best player in the playoffs. And I think Toronto's going to go out. They'll win. They'll cover the 6 points. And they'll take a commanding 3-2 series lead as this series shifts back to Toronto tonight and back to Philly on Thursday night. The Trailblazers and the Nuggets, 10:30 TNT. Denver's a 5-point favorite at home. On the call this game will be Brian Anderson and Kevin McHale. This has been the best series of the second round so far. I know everybody's going to say, no, it's been Golden State-Houston. Golden State's the most sexy series because that was the Western Conference Finals a year ago, and now Chris Paul's healthy, and that's 2-2. And the Warriors, for the first time since they played the Rockets last year, are facing real adversity and without any injury breaks on the other team's side, and that's the difference this year from last year. And Paul got hurt in that Game 5, and as we know right now, he's healthy and is playing good basketball, as well as James Harden. But we already talked about series, and we're talking about Blazers-Nuggets now. This has been the best series so far, in my opinion. Very entertaining. Damian Lillard hasn't been as good as he was in the first round. CJ McCollum's been the best player for Portland in this series. The best player in this series overall has been Nikola Jokic, who has been a magician out there with his ability to score and rebound and pass the ball. And he's actually played pretty well defensively, too. The injury to Enes Kanter has hurt Portland, in my mind, hurting them offensively more than I thought it would. And to me, Kanter's like a 0 defensively anyway, but I just thought he was an offensive presence for them. And meanwhile, Jamal Murray, to me, has made some strides in the postseason to make himself as an emerging star in this league. And all that said about Denver and how good they've been, I picked Portland to win this series in 6 games. And we haven't seen the best of Damian Lillard in this series yet. I like how CJ's been playing. Seth Curry has made some big shots for them in this series, as well as Rodney Hood. I think their bench is going to be good. I just have a funny feeling that a road team wins tonight, and I trust the Trailblazers more than I do Philadelphia. And plus, I took Raptors in 6 and Blazers in 6. So I'm going to stick to my original predictions, and I'm going to say that the Blazers not only cover the 5, they win outright and go up 3-2 in the series. Now we'll move on to baseball, where I'm going to go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's games. Reds over the Giants, 12-4 in a matinee. Cincinnati's 15-20. So is San Francisco. Anthony DeSclafani gets the win. He's 2-1. Drew Pomeranz the loss, 1-4. Bottom of the first, the Reds put up a 5 spot. Home run Nick Senzel, 1-0 Reds. Home run Eugenio Suarez, 2-run shot, 3-0 Reds. RBI triple Jose Iglesias, 4-0 Reds. RBI single Kurt Casale, 5-0 Reds. Top of the second, Belt scores on the throwing error by Eugenio Suarez. Sandoval safe at second by the same error. So that made it a 5-1 game. Bottom of the second, Senzel homers again, 6-1. RBI double Jose Iglesias, 7-1. Top of the sixth, 3-run shot Pablo Sandoval to make it 7-4 and make it somewhat competitive at the time. Bottom of the sixth, here come the Reds again. 2-run single Jose Iglesias, 9-4. RBI single Kurt Casale, 10-4. Bases loaded hit by pitch makes it 11-4. Then another bases loaded hit by pitch made it 12-4. Now is the final. Pablo Sandoval pitched an inning in this game. Yeah, that's right. And it was a clean inning. Meanwhile, Drew Pomeranz, an inning in 2/3, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, a walk, 2 strikeouts, ERA 5.93. Anthony DeSclafani, a clean 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 3.65. As I go through the rest of the scores, I'm just going to give out the pitching stat lines and whatnot because I am short on time here. White Sox over the Indians 9-1. Impressive win for them. They are 15-18. Cleveland's 8-15. Ivan Nova the win 1-3. Trevor Bauer lost 4-2. Nova 7 innings, 8 hits, an earned run, a walk, 5 strikeouts, ERA 7.04. Trevor Bauer 5 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.42. An ugly outing for Trevor Bauer. Yankees over the Mariners 7-3. New York is 20-14. Seattle's 19-18. CC Sabathia the win, 2-1. Felix Hernandez lost 1-3. CC, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 3.2. Felix Hernandez, 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, ERA 5.2. Orioles over the Red Sox 4-1. They only won this game, the Orioles, because Jonathan Villar hit a grand slam in the first inning. That was really it. Boston's offense no-showed. Baltimore's 13-22. Boston 17-19. Jalen Means the win. He's 4-3. Josh Smith also in 1. John Means got the win. Jalen Means. Michael Givens gets his 4th save of the season. Smith, 3 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 8.31. John Means, 7 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 2.48. He's become a trade asset for Baltimore, it seems like. Twins bounce back and beat the Blue Jays 8-0. Minnesota is 21-12. Toronto's 15-20. Martin Perez gets the win. He's 5-0. Marcus Stroman the loss 1-5. Perez 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 2.53. Stroman 4 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 2.96. He's coming off his worst start. Rays over the Diamondbacks 12-1. Tampa Bay 22-12. Arizona 20-15. Blake Snell's 3-3. Merrill Kelly's 3-3. Snell 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 3.62. So a step in the right direction for Snell. He was perfect, I believe, through 5. And John Ryan Murphy pitched an inning. 2 hits, 2 earned runs. And then Merrill Kelly pitched 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 4.85. Zach Godley pitched 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 7.71. Brewers over the Nationals 5-3. Milwaukee's 21-16. Washington's 14-20. The winning pitcher for Milwaukee, Alex Claudio, he's 1-1. Dan Jennings the loss 0-2. Junior Guerrera gets the 2nd save of the year. Max Scherzer 6 innings, 6 hits, an earned run, a walk, 10 strikeouts, ERA 3.78. Meanwhile for Milwaukee, Julius Chassin 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 5.03. Cardinals over to Philly 6-0. I whiffed on that one. I thought Philly would win. St. Louis is 21-14. Philly's 19-15. Miles Mikolas to win 4-2. Vince Velasquez was 1-2. Velasquez 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 3.86. Mikolas looked like the guy from last year. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.02. Marlins over the Cubs 6-5. Miami is 10-24. Chicago's 19-13. Adam Conley the win 1-3. Pedro Strop the loss 1-2. Sergio Romo gets his 6th save of the season. Sandy Alcantara, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.93. Cole Hamels, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Astros over the Royals 6-4. Houston is 21-14. Casey's 12-24. Garrett Cole's 3-4. Jacob Junis 3-3. Roberto Osuna gets his 8th save of the season. Jacob Junis 5 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 5.52. Garrett Cole 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, ERA 4.17. Padres over the Mets 4-0. San Diego 20-16. The Mets 16-19. Chris Paddock the win, he's 3-1. Jacob deGrom the loss 2-4. Craig Stammen gets his first save of the season. Jacob deGrom 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.6. Chris Paddock 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, a walk, 11 strikeouts, ERA 1.55. I don't get why this guy wasn't the Rookie of the Month in the NL. I just don't get it. I think it's just people seeing that Peter Alonso plays in New York and Chris Paddock plays in a big ballpark in San Diego, but no disrespect to Peter Alonso, but like I said on the podcast the other day, I thought Chris Paddock was snubbed. Dodgers over the Braves 5-3. The Dodgers are 23-14. Atlanta 18-17. Walker Buehler the win 4-0. Kevin Gausman the loss 1-3. Julio Urias gets his first save of the year. Walker Buehler 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, ERA 4.95. So he's trending upwards. Kevin Gausman 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA with a 5. By the way, Gausman suspended 5 games for intentionally throwing at Jose Urena last weekend. Tonight's games. At 6 o'clock, you have the White Sox and the Indians. Lucas Giolito against Jeffrey Rodriguez. Giolito 2-1 with a 5.32. Rodriguez 0-1 with a 2.13. 6:30 Mariners Yankees. You have Marco Gonzalez and Masahiro Tanaka. Gonzalez 5-1 with a 3.28. Tanaka 2-3 with a 3.92. 7 o'clock Red Sox Orioles. Hector Velasquez and David Hess. Velasquez 0-2 with a 3.72. Hess 1-4 with a 5.34. Rangers Pirates. Adrian Sampson and Stephen Brault. Sampson 0-1 with a 3.58. Brault 0-1 with an 8.31. Twins Blue Jays. Jose Barrios and Aaron Sanchez. Barrios 5-1 with a 2.91. Sanchez 3-2 with a 3.09. Angels Tigers. Griffin Canning and Daniel Norris. Canning got a no decision in his first start, but has an ERA of 6.23. Norris 1-0 with a 3.47. Diamondbacks Rays. Taylor Clark and Ryan Stanek. Stanek's the opener, 0-1 with a 2.81. And Clark is getting his first start in the big leagues tonight and has an ERA of 0. 7:40 Nationals Brewers. Steven Strasburg and Adrian Hauser. Hauser 0-1 with an 8.44. Strasburg 3-1 with a 3.45. Phillies Cardinals at 7:45. Aaron Nola and Dakota Hudson. Nola 2-0 with a 5.06. Hudson 2-2 with a 4.8. 8 o'clock Marlins Cubs. Caleb Smith and John Lester. Smith 3-0 with a 2 ERA. Lester 2-1 with a 1.73. Royals Astros. Daniel Duffy and Colin McHugh. Duffy 0-1 with a 3.27. McHugh 3-3 with a 4.97. 8:40 Giants Rockies. Madison Bumgarner and Antonio Senzatela. Bumgarner 1-4 with a 3.92. Senzatela 2-1 with a 4.03. 10 o'clock Reds Athletics. Tyler Mahle and Mike Fiers. Mahle 0-4 with a 4.09. Fiers 2-3 with a 6.81. Braves Dodgers. Max Fried and Hajian Ryu. Fried 4-1 with a 2.11. Ryu 3-1 with a 2.55. And last but not least, the Mets and the Padres. Noah Syndergaard and Kyle Quantrill. Syndergaard 2-3 with a 5.02. Quantrill 0-1 with a 3.18. All right. Now my best bet of the day, brought to you by DraftKings. The Celtics is why I lost last night. And now tonight we'll roll with some other possible winners. We'll start in the NBA. We'll take the Raptors. We'll take the Blazers. We'll go to the NHL. We'll take the Blues in Game 7. And then we'll go to baseball. And we'll go with... We'll go with the Red Sox. They cost me last night, too. We'll go with the Red Hot Minnesota Twins. We'll go with Tampa Bay, because Arizona's going with the rookie starter. We'll go with the Cubs and John Lester. We'll go with the Astros and Colin McHugh. I'm avoiding the Rocky Giant game. The Reds are playing better, so I'm not going to go with Oakland. I like Max Fried, so I don't want to bet against him. And I am not taking the New York Mets by any stretch of the imagination at all. So that is plus 56 1-2. Gonna wager 20 cents, pay out $11.42. And that's it for the podcast today. I was supposed to do my MLB mock draft today, but I'm going to push it to tomorrow. I'll do an NBA mock for you tomorrow. And obviously we'll talk about Game 7 between the Blues and the Stars. Preview Game 7 between the Sharks and the Avalanche. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs. We'll talk baseball as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.